Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning! And welcome to episode 1764 of Hard Factor. It is the first of the month, August 1st, 2025. And we out here, we got Pat, we got Mark, and myself. Wes.
We got Pat doing a special edit tonight to give some specific love to that blowout you just did with your poor mic technique on the yell.
Horrible mic technique. Great yell.
Great yell.
Just leave it in there. Just leave it in there. Let's blow out some speakers tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Friday, baby.
That's right.
Come on.
You're welcome. Go to Best Buy this week and get some new speakers. Something to do.
Probably are due. I mean, speakers, you can wear those things forever.
I always go base model and blow them out.
Blow out the bass model. They don't call it that because it's got good bass.
No.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Spell it differently.
Yeah.
Well, how are you guys doing? Any good big plans for the weekend before we get started?
Oh, I don't know. Going to Maine.
Oh, shit. I don't know. Going to Michigan?
Michigan.
Not bad.
Maine.
What M state are you going to? Montana? Minnesota?
My house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going to Maudie's.
Yeah. On to my bed.
Magmud?
Yeah. A little inside local Austin restaurant humor for you.
So, Mark, you're going on vacation. Pat, what are you doing?
I'm just going to the lake for a day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on much next week unless I stop doing main activities to come join you guys, which I probably won't. So
there you go.
Cool.
See you in a week or so.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Love you guys and the audience, but bye.
Yeah, and then I'll be off the whole week after that. So.
That's right. Tag team.
Yep. Boom.
Tag
Today I've got a lightning round for you guys to take you into August. 3 stories. We're gonna do a Florida story, Florida Man Friday. Then we're making restaurants widen their doors with some new tech that's coming out.
It's about time.
And then we're going to the Devil's Den, which is ironically not also Florida.
Devil's Den, huh?
Devil's Den. It's a sad one, but.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it usually is in the Devil's Den.
Wouldn't you know it? Something bad happened in the Devil's Den.
Yeah, that makes sense. Checks out. It's not called Sydney Sweeney's Clit. It's called the Devil's Den.
I didn't even know I could get inside here.
What are we doing here?
Look, I'll be the first to admit I don't know a lot about clits, so it doesn't surprise me that I didn't know I couldn't get inside this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the start of the trail to Sydney Sweeney's Clit?
Is there like another dude I can follow, like an ant?
Yeah.
Like a colony of ants?
Looking for the trailhead to Sydney Sweeney's Clit.
Yeah, get in line, buddy. And I've got the oldest baby ever. The oldest baby ever.
Think about it. And then, dude, Delta employees be acting up. I skipped over these Delta stories this week because individually they're not that strong, but when you put them all together, something's afoot at my favorite airline.
Yeah, they got a problem over there.
And it's not their service, which is fantastic.
And it is the sneakers because you don't have to take them off anymore.
Well, did you see that Delta just dropped a collaboration with Nike, some low Air Force Ones that are exclusively for Delta employees?
That's sick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's sick.
It's pretty sick. Not part of the story. That's just a little teaser, a little bit of extra Delta gravy.
Okay. Well, let's get into it, this packed show. First up, because it is Florida Man Friday, to Florida we go, all right? We've covered on this show how Burmese pythons first introduced to the Everglades in South Florida in the 1970s, whether on purpose or one escaped. They're a real problem in Florida.
Big time.
They've decimated a lot of the wildlife population down there, and it's such a big problem that you can get paid to kill them. They've got bounties on them. Here's some stats. I don't know if it's the same for this year, but in 2024, if you worked as a python removal agent for South Florida's Water Management District, you were paid by the hour. You could get $13 to $18 an hour, depending on the location, how strenuous it was, how dangerous. For up to 10 hours. Yeah, for up to 10 hours. Then for every python you got, it was $50 for every python under 4 feet, and another $25 per foot, and a $200 bonus if you found an active python nest.
Incentive based.
I got it. Yeah, let's do. I'm pretty kind of surprised by that, to be honest with you. But let's break the math down here.
Well, I did one for a 10-foot python, and it's $400.
For what, an 8-hour shift or 10-hour shift?
What was the hourly?
I didn't factor in the hourly. I just factored in the python and the bonus. If you find a 10-foot
13 to 18 hour, 13 to 18 hour. Let's call it 15 an hour. Okay, so you're right in the middle there. 15 an hour. Let's
15
say
hours
times 8. Do an 8-hour shift.
Do 10.
I think you're doing a 6-hour shift. You're doing a 6-hour shift. It's
you
hot
can't
out
do
there
10.
in the Glades.
Okay, so 6 hours, 6 times $90.
Okay.
All right, so you got $90 right there. And then let's say you get 2 snakes, one under 4 feet and one over. What's that? How about, what did you say?
Well, it's 25 a foot over 4 feet.
And, and was it 40 for under or 50?
50 for anything for 4 feet and under.
Okay, so you're at 140, and then you get a 7-footer. You get 50 plus 75.
You know, I did some easy math for you guys before you got into all this.
Shut up, Wes. Shut up. Mark, continue.
190 plus 75. You're at 255. 255.
Okay.
You get 2 snakes, basically.
Okay, my main thing is I'm just
Not bad.
fucking super surprised. That's great that they're paying hourly, because you could really just be out there and not kill snakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It seems like it should just be an incentive-based business. But
I agree.
Hey, whatever.
I agree. Well, but the problem is that pythons are very elusive. You can mainly only catch them at night, and which brings us to
no one's coming back if they didn't pay hourly at all, though. If they had a 6-hour shift and didn't get a single snake,
exactly.
And like, you got to.
I know, but this is Florida. This is my point. Like, I feel like they'll. Like,
it's a problem. They got to get.
People are going to be just showing up and milking. They're just going to like show up and then get in their car and do.
You're
math.
right. They are, but they are. It's such a problem that they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Even for those riffraffs.
Real quick, the Burmese python in the Everglades is between 6 and 9 feet. That's the
so right off the bat,
average.
you're gonna get like $100 a snake.
Yeah, the biggest one ever is 19 feet. So you're not going to catch anything over.
buy a car.
Holy shit!
Buy a
19
used car.
feet. What's a 19-foot snake worth?
Let's do the math. What, 50 you said plus?
Shut up, Wes.
What's 14 times 25? 10 times 25 is what? 250. And then you add another 100 to that, 350. So that's a $400 snake.
Holy shit! Do you get to keep its skin?
Yeah, you get to keep that one's skin for sure. I would hope so. And they also have, of course, we've covered the python catching contests. Actually, the python challenge for this year just wrapped up on July 20th. But because it's Florida, we don't have the results yet. But last year's winner of the $10,000 grand prize was this guy, Ronald Kiger. He caught 20 pythons in the 10-day competition. So he's a professional. He's out there for 10 days and only caught 20 pythons. So that
okay, but that's 2 a day.
Right. And again, mostly at night.
Let's do some math real quick here.
So he's making $250 a day, 10 days. That's $2,500 in 10 days, if I'm doing the math there.
Dude, this is great money for guys that
snakes
would be just wandering around the Everglades anyway, not getting paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unemployed.
Yeah, but again, you got to do it at night because they're elusive. They don't come out during the day. They hide. They hunt at night, and which brings us to this story, because researchers at the University of Florida have devised a new technique to lure the estimated 300,000 pythons in Florida out to be executed. Here's the news story to tell you what they're up to.
Rabbits. Florida scientists hope that these fluffy decoys can help with a very real problem.
Yeah, Burmese pythons have devastated native wildlife in the Everglades. Now, as Wink News reporter Bridget Bruchalski explains, researchers turn to tech, hoping robotic rabbits can lure the snakes out.
When it comes to catching Burmese pythons, it takes more than just a sharp eye. They're sneaky, slippery, and hard to spot.
Snaky.
But now wildlife teams have a new snake hunting tool in their arsenal. Robot bunnies. The South Florida Water Management District
be
and
there
the
or here in
University
the
of Florida have teamed up to create what looks
How
like
I get
a
inside
toy
this thing?
rabbit. These solar-powered robo-bunnies
Okay.
move, emit heat, and soon
Robot
they'll
bunnies.
even smell like a real rabbit. All to fool Burmese pythons into thinking dinner's been served. If the snakes come to them, it could save teams hours of searching in swampy, alligator-infested terrain.
If that python is detected, then it contacts someone like myself who's available 24 hours a day, and then I can deploy one of our many contractors to go remove it.
Pythons
Here's what
have
the
been a
phone call sounds
disaster
like.
for native wildlife. Lead invasive animal biologist for South Florida Water Management District Mike Kirkland says they've wiped out up to
what's that, boy?
95% of
Is there-
mammals in parts of the
So there's a
Everglades.
python?
If we can see a statistically significant number of pythons that are coming to investigate these robotic rabbits in the pens, that would be a success, because right now pythons do a great job of staying hidden.
Robo rabbits are still in their
So there you go.
Why the fuck do they need to have them in the pens so that it's believable for the pythons?
No, because
so the pythons are like, look at these sitting rabbits in these pens.
No, it's because if the goon that this guy calls at 3 a.m. doesn't answer his phone, the python might try to strangle this fucking rabbit because he thinks it's real, because they're spraying it with like rabbit pheromones and shit. So the python.
No, I get that,
yeah.
but they're putting it in a like a realistic rabbit cage.
They could just leave it on the side of the road.
No, the python might strangle it or damage it or
Oh, they're
carry it away.
expensive. They don't want
Yeah.
the pythons to actually
Hurt
injure
it.
these things.
Yeah,
They just want them to
exactly.
get near these
They want it to
things.
get near these things. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're-
And,
yeah,
then
they're
a
having
goon
some-
comes with a bat and hits the python
they're
over
having
the
some
head.
problems if they're at the robot rabbit stage. They're losing the battle.
Yeah.
What's a robot rabbit cost is the question.
Ooh, I mean, probably at least $1,000, right?
Some math here.
Let's do some math. Because when does it become profitable? You know what I mean? Let's say you invest in five python rabbits.
What if
That's
a nerd was
$5,000.
already doing this? That's 25,000. What if a nerd was already doing this and they just like stole his idea and he was like cleaning up and then now so they still pay it? They still pay these goons though. It sounds like, right? Like
Yeah, I'm sure the goons are on call.
I
20
like the
hours a
idea
day.
that it's like a procedural police drama. The guy gets a phone call in the middle of the night. His wife's like, "Honey, what is it?"
Yeah.
And he hears, "It's one of the rabbits, honey."
now we're only paying $10 extra a foot for rabbit caught.
Oh, I thought you were doing the jerk off noise. When
No,
you called
I
that
was
guy.
trying to make a rabbit. Trying to make a rabbit sound.
I thought you were gonna say, when you call that guy, all he's doing is jerking off.
No, it's like a rabbit calling you on the other end of the phone,
He's eating.
like rabbits do.
Yeah.
What does a rabbit sound like?
I don't know. I mean, pretty similar to jerking off.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully it works. Still in its testing, but you know, as you heard, 95% of some of the wildlife has been decimated by these things, so they're a big problem. Moving on to more tech, and we might have covered this tech previously, not sure, but it's catching on and almost ready to launch to the public. The AI Exoskeleton, seen here being used by Caroline LeBach, who now walks weekly with the help of an exoskeleton from Wondercraft called
You'll
Eve.
never LeBach again, they told
Yeah.
her.
And as you can see, she's walking effortlessly through some huge double glass doors, thanks to Eve. And
This
here
is
is
incredible, but also she looks terrifying.
she does. And here's the video from the company.
Where's the clit?
She looks insane. Like if you're not prepared, you might make a noise when you see her.
Oh,
What was-
yeah. You're
what was the
staring
Hugh-
at it all the way down.
Yeah.
What was the Hugh Jackman movie where he like got into the
Robot
robot
Jocks, whatever,
Robot
yeah.
Jocks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the newer version of Robot Jocks.
Yeah,
from the
or
80s.
or
Yeah.
Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
Here's
Here's the
like Sigourney Weaver.
Here's the
little more
company's official launch to show you how these things will work and what they will look like out in public.
Today, I'm standing. I live in a city that vibrates with life. A city of art, history, science, and projects.
There he goes.
Getting straight up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one looks
Projects.
less intimidating.
I have projects.
Wow, that's sick, dude. He's
That's
just
awesome.
This exoskeleton is just walking for him. His legs
To
are
turn them
strapped
into
in.
reality, I need to get out
It's a full
and
mech
immerse
suit.
myself in the city. I need to see, sense,
not moving quick.
breathe, connect.
No, he's not moving very quick, is he?
No. He's like an old person
That's
at the
what changed
airport.
my life.
Speed.
Do they have to make the narration
Being able to
sound like a
stand or
robot?
sit at will, to stride.
The chair breaks.
So you get it. So of course, yeah. And he's got to sit outside because he can't get through the door.
Yeah.
I mean, like squishes a cat.
All jokes aside,
No, it's
this
awesome.
is very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. But imagine that battery goes up in flames. Oh,
Dude.
Yeah.
that's a sight.
Or if
Well,
you run out of batteries, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Right, or just a matter of time until this gets duped, right? Until a Chinese factory that's making it is like,
Timo.
oh, we'll make
Timo.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much does that cost you? Let's do some math. What is that, Wes? That's got
Oh,
a couple
that's
$100 grand.
I'll tell you
$1 million?
later. It's expensive, Mark. Don't
Yeah,
if,
$1 million?
if you're listening to this and you're paralyzed, don't get excited because you can't afford one of these things.
Not on the
so-
healthcare plan yet, huh?
Not yet. You will get a rebate, but it's not big enough. So
You know how they found out how to price it? Is they after they developed it, they got a bunch of people that were paralyzed in a room and said, "What would you pay to walk again?"
yeah,
Yeah,
$5 million. The guy who went the highest, they set it at that.
yeah. They did an average. One thing that Caroline said in the article that really struck me, that I of course have never thought about being able to walk, was that quote to look at someone from an eye level and have a connection with them in that way. It's a different dynamic, right?
huge.
And it got me
that's-
think.
That is very offensive to little people.
Well, it got me thinking. And Mark,
They didn't build a tall machine.
right. Well, Mark, you'll appreciate this. I think when I meet men that are much taller than me, I feel a sense of inadequacy, especially in a group of several tall men. Having to look up at a man and have a conversation with them is demeaning and emasculating. Right off the bat, I know I'm not his equal and therefore a lesser man, deemed so to be by God. So
I just
maybe
think that they're going to die sooner than me, and then they think the same looking at how out of shape I am. But
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
with talls, when you see a super tall.
Talls.
Well, tall, like I'm talking like a 6'5" guy.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I think 6'5" is right where 6'6" is where you start to get into early death stage. I think 6'7",
6'5", you're just a man.
I
You're
just think
a-
about how big and over enlarged their heart is. That's what I think.
Yeah. And their cocks. So maybe in the future, men like us can use an exoskeleton, like a shoe or something, that extends when we need to talk to a tall man to feel equal. You know, get that same
Dutch
kind of
Hammer was
connection.
hitting his head on every goddamn bar we like beam we went to when we hung out with him. Dutch Hammer's like 6'7". That's
And I
about
wasn't
2
thinking
inches
about Hammer
tall.
when I said what I said about tall guys, and I'm
Yeah, you gotta
sorry. 'cause
apologize to
but
him.
he's so thin, it doesn't apply to him.
True.
Yeah.
Striking.
But it'd be nice to walk into a tall group. I mean, I go in sometimes.
Yeah, I'd
at
like
wed-
to be 6'2".
Sometimes
6'2".
at weddings, I go into and all the groomsmen are 6'4", 6'5". I feel like
they don't-
a child.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw an interview. Was scrolling social media the other day of like a middle-aged Jewish man, a New Yorker, was talking about how he's short, and a lot of the guys, the other Jewish guys in his crew are short. And a lot of the teens are taking HGH so that they're not short kings.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Like, he's like, dudes will come over to sleepover, kids that are going to be 5'6", and they're, they have to go and shoot HGH into their butts.
Damn.
Well, then some of those people get the shin extension surgery, which is like the most painful surgery.
Oh yeah, the limb lengthening.
Oh
yeah.
boy, that's
Yeah,
going
like dwarves get sometimes. Yeah.
distance.
So these things are just about ready to be launched into the public. So one day you might be able to see someone meandering around. Sightseeing.
I feel like the pitch is walking, not eye level. But okay, we harped on. I know.
And these things were actually debuted also at the Paris Olympics by paraplegic French tennis player. Not sure how those two go together, but that's what the article said. Kevin Piet, who used Eve to inch the Olympic torch through the streets
That's
of
awesome.
Paris.
Right. Well, there was a commercial with Christopher Reeve right before he died.
Yeah,
in
I
one
think
of these,
so.
where he like stood up. But it was CGI, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Any-
okay, Christopher, can we do a commercial with your likeness where you're walking?
I saw the Christopher Reeve recently. I forget which late night host was interviewing him, but when he just absolutely destroyed Brando, calling him a piece of shit.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh man, he laid into Brando on a late night interview. Basically said he just came to cash a check on Superman and was just a piece of shit. Yeah.
I just watched that recently with Cam to go before we went and saw the.
Did Brando cash it in?
No, I mean,
As his dad.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, the commercial aired in the year 2000. That's when it aired. It's Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah. But now to the price. Again, hate to burst your bubble. If you think that you might have a chance of getting one of these, they're going to cost around $93K when they hit the
Oh,
streets.
dude, that's nothing.
I mean, not.
What's the
it's
rebate?
I saw something about $83K, so you might just be out of pocket $10K, but you have to have probably like Google insurance for that.
Dude, but a fucking like a high-end wheelchair is like, 15,000. It
Yeah.
can be up to like 20,000.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, 93K.
What's the warranty on this thing?
Finance it. Just
How many?
finance it.
Is it a lifetime warranty? Because it's worth it.
I'm sure it's not a lifetime warranty, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, they are really cool. And if it's great technology for people. Moving on.
If
to
it
the
makes
last,
you like, it starts making you run really fast. You're like, slow down.
telling you,
No.
I'm telling you, it's gonna burst into flames one time, and it's gonna be a sight in the streets. Moving on to the last story, a real sad one. Just gonna cover it real quick. You guys might have heard about the parents who were murdered in front of their two daughters while hiking. Here they are, Clinton. David Brink, 43, and his wife, Kristen Amanda Brink. They were hiking at the Devil's Den State Park this past Saturday with their two daughters, 7 and 9, when a psycho was on the trail with them and stabbed them to death. There was some controversy about how long it took the police to alert the public, when this psycho was out there. So a manhunt was on, and they caught the guy who obviously did it and should have been locked up based solely on looks. Look at this guy.
Yeah, no, he did. Look how thin his lips are.
Oh, he's got the tiniest mouth.
The tiniest mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, little mouth. This is what's triggered it.
Yeah.
Years of being called tiny mouth.
I don't think they had any evidence or intelligence. They just spotted him and they were like, there he is.
He looks like he was a football player, but there's no chance of mouth guards fitting in there.
Yeah, here's
They released a photo of him from behind, which was like crazy and it just was eerie and creepy. It was the suspect, but it was just him not facing the camera, so you could only see from behind. I don't know where that photo came
this
from.
guy
Maybe
just
it was one of the kids or the parents took it because he was like creeping them out.
This guy's like, it's called Devil's Cove or whatever, so I got to kill the people here. That was his thing.
I guess so. Well, so this guy was about to be a school teacher. He previously taught at Donald Elementary School in Dallas, and he was they let him resign without incident because he was being inappropriate with some young girls in the class. One of the moms posted on Facebook, said, "My son and several students witnessed Mr. McGann being inappropriate with little girls in the classroom, reported to the principal. He was allowed to resign without consequence." So he didn't have it on his record. So when he got this new job, he was supposed to start teaching 5th grade at Spring Creek Elementary in Oklahoma. They did a background check. Nothing showed up. And he was supposed to start school on Monday, but he killed these people on Saturday. So this guy could have been, this could have gotten way worse. Who knows?
Close. Yeah, maybe he did it because he knew.
Has anything new come out? I know that the girls are okay or the kids are okay.
The kids are okay.
We don't know like what happened.
There's
exactly.
no motive except for the fact this guy is fucking psycho. I mean, look at him. They caught him.
I'm looking it up now. I'm reading that he hates milkshakes.
Well, that would make sense because
can't get through them.
The dad was going to be a milkman after moving.
That's the issue.
Yeah. So I'd like to see him try to eat an apple in prison, but that's it. They got him. They caught him when he was trying to get a haircut, which might explain the barber bib here in his mugshot and the disheveled hair.
Oh, when a prisoner shoves a cock in his mouth, it's going to rupture his face.
Oh, yeah.
There's that podcast, Park Predators, that just talks about it's a true crime. It's just people that get killed in parks because it's happened so fucking often.
Creepy.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Kate was telling me because her dream is to do the Appalachian Trail, and
my uncle just did that, and I was like, oh no.
Well, so there's certain places you can't
killed.
carry a gun, right? It's an issue with carrying a gun because like you go through multiple states with different laws and different parks. And a lot of people do it on the sly because you need some protection going out there.
Yeah. It happens a lot. A lot of missing people out there in the parks. Anyway, they got this guy, thank God, because he looks like he needs to.
National parks allow guns. You can have them in national parks. So
that's good.
Okay, thank you, Wes. Hey, the oldest baby in the history of the world was born in the U.S. this week. Wow. His mother was 5 months late. The kid came out with credit card debt. No, but that's where my mind went when I read the headline, oldest baby ever born in the U.S. But it's a different kind of old and a much older old than being a few months late. You guys figured it out? I think Pat knew at the top.
I know.
Wes, you figured out what I'm talking about?
He was born 5 months late?
No, it's not that. What other thing could it be?
Oh, the disease?
Help him out, Pat.
It was a fertilized embryo that was frozen and then implanted into the mother.
That's it. The baby was born through in vitro fertilization, IVF, and the frozen embryos was over 30 years old.
Whoa.
That's
Kid's
right.
going to be either really smart or the other.
I mean, that is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
The idea, because a lot of these times, this is an adopted embryo, I assume. Like when people who have a ton of dough go and do IVF, they make more fertilized embryos than they need, right? And then at the end, it was like, do you want to destroy these? Or you can donate them to people that don't have a ton of dough.
Oh,
Who
really?
then can adopt those embryos and get them implanted.
Can you sell them too?
Yeah, it wasn't someone that decided
it's not
30
free.
years later to try it again. No, it was a donated one. So congratulations.
50-year-old woman?
But you know what's weird is you could do like an open adoption with your embryo, right? So you could donate your embryos and say, I want this adoption to be open, and then when that kid reaches whatever age, they can go find their birth parents. But not in this case, probably. Maybe.
She's alive. We'll get into her. Congratulations go out to Lindsay and Tim Pierce of Ohio, who welcomed their son Thaddeus Daniel Pierce after 7 years of not being able to have kids on their own. Hilarious, right, Wes?
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never not being able to have kids on your own. That's
Remember that segment you did last week? And then I don't know what this text was about, but after the show last week, when you did the allergic to sex and fertility story, what was this text to me about? Hey man, not that it's any of my business, but if you and Allie don't have kids because you're freaks that God spited, my bad. ? Why'd you put a question mark at the end of my bad?
I mean, it's like,
Are you asking if
it was a sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
My bad, ? No. Linda Archard, who is now 62, made the embryos with her then husband back in 1994 via IVF because they wanted to have, I guess they were having problems. And that fertilized egg stayed frozen until, well, recently. One of the 4 embryos Linda and her unnamed ex created is now Linda's 30-year-old daughter. And the other 3 were just chilling. And Linda said, despite being a single mom who didn't want any more kids with that no good son of a bitch, she didn't get rid of the other 3 embryos. She decided to donate them for research or give them to another family anonymously. That must have been some debate amongst the nerds. We could do more good researching them, but a family in need could complete their family now. Well, how many more families could stay complete in the future, though, through research, Todd?
Yeah, it's a tough debate. You're right.
They were chatting about it just over the embryos, having a chat over some embryos, some cold embryos.
Linda Archard even paid thousands of dollars per year for the past 30 years to keep the embryos frozen, and then even changed her tune, saying, if you go the family route, not the research route, and I hope you do, I would like to be involved in some capacity if the family allows it, as this will be my daughter's sibling too.
Oh, no, you can't. No.
My 30-year-old daughter,
No.
She sounds
Well,
nice.
I
right?
mean, it's the choice of the person donating the embryo.
Yeah.
So you force yourself on this family, like, I gotta be around if you want my
if
embryo.
If the family allows it, she said, right?
I gotta give all the advice I can.
No, you're not thinking about it right. So if you're putting
visiting.
someone up for an adoption, you can say I have an open adoption, right? Which means that if the person adopting the child wants to, they can involve the person who gave the child up for adoption. Right, but it's at the discretion of the person that adopted.
Yeah, she doesn't want to raise the kid. She just says at some point maybe my old ass daughter can go see her.
Now, when the kid turns 18, if it's an
Brother.
open adoption, the kid can go track the person who gave them up for adoption.
As long as it's up to the parents who the daughter will be staying
That's what
with.
she's saying.
I thought she was saying you can't have my embryo unless I'm involved.
No, Linda Archer's paying all this money. She sounds nice, right? Well, Wes might be on to something. Remember how I said no one's perfect? There were some stipulations to who got the embryos. And since she was paying, Linda got her way. The family had to be what, guys?
What?
White, yeah.
Okay.
Jewish.
Okay.
Short? Tall?
U.S. citizens living in the U.S. permanently.
Affluent.
Christians, and not those fake Christians. They can quote the Bible off memory Christians.
I feel the W words coming around
And
here.
of course, white. She almost
right.
forgot that one. She almost forgot that one because it was so obvious to her. She thought they'd already taken that down.
Yeah. I said Christian. That covers it.
This is you know where this comes from.
Oh my God, I forgot to say white.
Jerry Falwell, who founded Liberty University. He was a segregationist. He didn't want the bloodlines of mixing, and he set up an adoption program that is pretty commonplace
Yeah, there are a lot
rules-wise
of
across the
Christian-
conservative Christian.
A lot of Christian embryo adoption agencies, like the one used here, Nightlight Christian Adoptions, which runs a program known as Snowflakes. I don't know. That's the name of it.
They're cold and white.
In accordance with an IVF facility in Tennessee, got the job done, and bingo, bango, bongo, oldest baby ever. Staying right here in the USA, baby. USA! USA! Pretty wild little baby. Thaddeus has a 30-year-old sister. I hope he lives until like 130 years old, not as an embryo, like 130 years from now or something crazy, with like the new medicine coming out. Because then you could say he's like almost 200 years old.
You think he's going to be always cold for the rest of his life?
Like a giant tortoise. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he's, how
He's
he
always
turns
asking,
out.
can you turn the air off in here? It's really cold.
He loves blankets.
Because he's a frozen embryo.
Yeah. I get it. But it's still cool.
It is.
Yeah, no,
cool.
good.
Oh,
It's cool.
and Turtle.
I'm surprised, before we get to Turtle Week, I'm surprised that the woman was paying essentially for the storage unit for this embryo.
Well, it's because
does the family that adopted it
she was
have to
worried
pick
some
it up?
Mexicans or
Is
Asians.
it like squatting on a domain name? Where
Some people weren't white enough. I don't know.
If you want it, you got to pay me what I paid for it.
Yeah. I don't know,
There's
but
got to be some big money in that if you got some embryos laying around.
yeah, you can not pay for the embryos the whole time and just sell your embryos for sure. The people that donate get paid a lot. Oh, and Turd of the Week is a tie for the Oklahoma school board director that is now saying that these 3 board members, the woman's the one I quoted, Becky Carson, they're all liars. They all 3 of them clearly saw the porn on his TV, and here's the TV. We've tracked that down too. It's like a 55-inch. It's not the huge projector.
Okay.
Oh, so he's not saying that he was sabotaged anymore. He's saying
they were paid to
in
say
fact,
that they saw porn.
it never happened at all.
Wow.
Well, he's saying both. He's saying that for sure, Pat. He's saying that these 3 were paid to say there was porn on his screen from some politically driven monster to lie about that, while also still demanding to see everyone's device that was inside his building and to check the logs to see if anyone remotely controlled his TV that didn't have the porn on it and is not even a TV, and there's no such thing as porn.
He's playing it smart because by now the video of the porn would have surfaced. So he clearly knows that no one has any evidence of this.
The porn was never on my TV, and
Yeah.
the porn that was on my TV was hacked into it.
Yeah.
He subpoenas the actors in the porns to come down and be like, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
How'd you guys get on my TV?
He also said not only is he going to repercussions for everyone and get everyone that's in on this, but he said that we should all move on too because the case is closed. The sheriff's office has completely found no evidence of wrongdoing. The case is closed, to which the sheriff's office said that's not true at all. We're in the very beginning stages of this and we're investigating it, and it's in infancy, and we'll let you know not now though because we're investigating it.
But if there's no picture or video of that porn, he's probably okay.
The guy is saying these 3 people are liars, and he's saying the sheriff's department are liars, and the guy's a fucking moron.
He's pulling a Rolando Negrin right now. He could have just let it blow over. You know what I mean? No one really cares.
The guy was watching porn. Tie between that guy and the politician that was writing anti-abortion bills and allegedly paying for abortions for stripper misters. Turds a week. Gotta practice what you preach, fellas. That's why I just come right out with it and say I'm a piece of shit. Do what makes you happy, and don't take advice from me or those 2 guys.
There you go. All right. I'll come up right out and say it. I'm a Delta Airlines loyalist. I have the credit card, okay? I got my Sky Miles. It's where I put the most effort into any points program because I think, personally, Delta is the best American airline. That's my personal opinion. Tell me I'm wrong. I won't listen to you. But
I got good cookies, I think, right?
Great cookie. Well, I think you're thinking of DoubleTree Hotels.
Oh, no. Maybe the cinnamon, the biscuits. I'm thinking of the Delta biscuit.
Sure. Could be. Maybe in coach. I wouldn't know.
You don't get the snacks?
In first class, it's different. But some weird stuff has been going on Delta Airlines. I got 3 stories from Delta that have been in the news as of late. Let's get right into it. And they go in increasingly terrible order. Okay. Let's start with Tori and Brooke Brewer, who are a couple who were flying from their house in South Carolina to London. That's very fancy. In July 2023. And they have 2 little kids. And as you know, if you fly with kids, you got to bring an iPad. It's a must. Otherwise, you're going to be in a hellish nightmare. They didn't need to because Delta does have seat back entertainment systems. But who knows? You know, the kids maybe had a special show. Probably Peppa Pig because it was a Peppa Pig themed iPad, or at least it had a Peppa Pig iPad cover on it. Okay. And unfortunately, during a stopover at JFK, one of the kids left the Peppa Pig iPad in probably the back of one of the seats, and they lost it, and they had to run to their next flight. So bummer, they're probably out $400. But it's an iPad, so there's the Track My iPad situation, and there's the iCloud situation. So not all hope was lost, and shortly thereafter, they started getting notifications that some photos were being uploaded to the iPad, and they looked, and they saw photos of a man wearing a Delta uniform and a name badge. Just some simple photos, some selfies, stuff like that. And they said, oh, man, this guy has our fucking iPad. This is fucked up. So they contact Delta. Delta's trying to figure it out. Obviously, it's probably not top of their priority list, but, maybe one of the guys that was cleaning the plane or a baggage handler, he has the iPad. So a couple photos. They have the photos of the guy. Is it even worth it? It's $400 iPad, bunch of phone calls. I don't know. But when the photos got a little bit more intense about a month later,
so they were still connected to this thing.
Yeah, he was on their cloud.
He was on their iCloud. Yeah. When the employee started uploading not just photos but videos, in fact, of him masturbating on the Peppa Pig iPad, they said this is just too much. Here's some blurred out videos of
with his name tag on.
Yankees hat.
He's the guy that pushes the handicapped people around.
Right. So he's masturbating while looking at his phone. So the porn is on his phone. The iPad's just for filming, just for documenting. So we can remember what a great sesh he had.
Look at me go.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The kid's iPad, huh?
Kid's iPad. He didn't care. It still filmed him masturbating just the same.
Yeah.
All that stuff was getting uploaded to the iCloud.
Pig doesn't bother me.
The guy also accessed their iTunes account and created his own profile, and then he hacked into their Amazon account too. And the hacked Amazon account was called, quote, gay. That was the name of the Amazon account.
When he gets out of jail, he should get hired by a tech company.
Oh, he's not going to jail. This is a civil lawsuit, my friend. The accused individual, this is according to an airline spokesperson, the accused individual is not a Delta employee, but one of a vendor company. So they're saying he's not even our guy. And they went on to say that Delta has a, quote, zero tolerance for unlawful behavior, but declined to comment further. So we'll see how that lawsuit goes. My guess is you're going to get the iPad back. I don't know.
You guys,
no one's taking accountability.
You guys ever filmed yourself jerking off?
No.
Neither have I. Just wondering.
No, me neither. Didn't think so.
Try.
All right.
You don't know these cookies?
What are those? Those are the
Those are
biscuits.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Yeah.
Yeah. It says Delta on them. They're like,
Yeah, maybe in the back. I don't know. In the
All
front,
right.
it says winner.
they're good enough for the front, I think.
All right. Next Delta story, guys. Last Saturday night, a Delta plane touched down at San Francisco International Airport, a flight from Minneapolis. And as soon as it touched down and the doors opened, passengers went to, get off the plane. But they were stopped when 10 plainclothes law enforcement officers quickly boarded the aircraft, busted into the cockpit, and handcuffed the 34-year-old co-pilot, Rustam Bagwargar, and they took Rustam off the plane. Here's Rustam Bagwargar. He was the co-pilot.
What is this about?
Right, they took him off the plane. A first-class passenger reportedly turned to another passenger with a confused look on his face, saying, quote, "I didn't think the landing was that bad."
I know what this one is.
A coach passenger in the middle seat reportedly exclaimed to himself, "Well, I'll be. I didn't think illegals could fly planes so good."
But
But
thank God he crashed it onto the runway.
right, it unfortunately wasn't immigration related, but it was a slightly worse sin. And that, of course, is 24 felony counts of engaging in sexual acts with a child 10 years or younger.
Yeah, this guy was such a pedo that they had to get him immediately upon landing.
Yeah. Delta said,
Not
quote, "Delta has zero tolerance for unlawful conduct." Dang, twice in a week.
Dang it.
Dang
This
it.
is worse than the Peppa the Pig thing.
This is getting worse.
Yeah, if you like someone comes in the office, like, if you tell me one more story, you're fired. Just, I'm telling you right now, you're fired. If
You want the story to get a little worse, this is the child's mother, who's Rustam's ex-girlfriend, 45-year-old
come
Jennifer
on.
Powell, who was also arrested and is accused of being involved in the sexual
Wasn't it
abuse.
their daughter, too?
It was her daughter,
Her daughter.
from the ages
He
of
was dating
6 to 11.
no, stop, move on.
Not good.
Let's go.
All right, moving on. Okay.
Was
right.
rather a woman pilot or a pedophile pilot?
A woman pilot.
Woman. All right, guys.
What about you?
Here's a feel-good
Pedophile,
one.
probably.
Let me do a feel-good one, okay? Let's talk about Bruce Gamble, who's
He's
like
got to
me.
get to those kids safely. He's got a lot to live for.
Not funny. Moving on.
no.
All right, Bruce Gamble, guys. He's a loyalist like me, Delta Sky Miles member. And he's been flying out of Birmingham, Alabama since the late 80s for his job. He's a consultant for car dealerships, so he's always on the move. And he got to know the Delta employees pretty well. Small airport, right? Always flies Delta. And he makes a point, or has always made a point of, like, chatting him up. He's that type of guy. He consults for car dealers. He's a chatty guy. Salesman. Anyway, he developed a relationship with Jill Hickey, who's a part-time Delta agent who's been with Delta for 4 years. And she got used to seeing Bruce Gamble stop by the customer service counter to get water after his flights. And they kind of hit it off. They were buddies, like the guy you buy cigarettes from, Wes, at your convenience stores, that kind of relationship.
My buddy, yeah.
Uh-huh. And, they got to chatting, especially because Bruce wasn't looking so good. And Jill said, "Bruce, what's going on?" And it turned out that Bruce needed a kidney. And Bruce was striking out on finding one. 10 people, in fact, 10 of his friends had gotten tested to see if they were a match for the kidney, and none were. And Jill was
Can
so...
you just say I was here? And just,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing if you guys ask me for it.
I really don't want to give the kidney up.
Not a match, sorry.
Just say I'm not a match.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Were you recently in Africa? Hold on.
What do I need to say? Yeah.
Jill's a sweetie, guys. She's a real nice lady. And she, the former school teacher, part-time Delta employee, decided, you know what? I'm going to see if I'm a match. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do a big thing for a customer. Right?
Damn.
It's like just like a Chick-fil-A commercial.
Give her a raise,
So Jill went and got tested and was, in fact, a match. How cool is that? Bruce said, quote, when Jill called me and she said that she was an exact match, I can't tell you. I was speechless at that point. But here we are. God
She's
bless
trying to
me
get a
with
Delta
Jill.
credit card sale.
Yeah, this one's
Right.
nuts.
Exactly.
She better sign up for the Delta credit card after this.
He better.
He better.
Bruce said, quote, she's extending my life, and I've told her that many times. The doctors successfully installed Jill's kidney in Bruce's body December 2024 in Birmingham. And here's a picture of them. Take a look. Isn't that sweet? They're sweet.
Wow. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he needed a kidney. Damn.
He needed a
That's
kidney,
insane.
yeah. Months after the
What a
surgery,
nice lady.
Jill and Bruce and their spouses, they all went on a trip together to California. Bruce took them out there, which was nice, right?
That's awesome.
You have a bond for life. And
Yeah.
Bruce, I guess he's a collector of animation art. He's been collecting art for over 35 years. And on the trip, they stopped by maybe a collector's shop, and Jill said, you know what? maybe I'll try this. And Jill bought some Marvin the Martian artwork, which Bruce was really excited about because that's his hobby too. And now they share each other's pieces of each other's body. Bruce said, "quote He hopes that the purchase will quote get her hooked on the hobby of collecting animation, and because that's Bruce's hobby, right?" Later on the trip, Jill shared some news with Bruce that he wasn't expecting. That's when she told him that the kidney she donated to Bruce contains child sex abuse material. And that, guys, is the show. And we really appreciate you, and we hope you get out there. It's inside the kidney.
How did I get down here? How did I get in here to Sydney?
I didn't even know you could get inside a clitoris.
There's porn in your kidney.
That's my hobby.
Jill's a nice lady.
Jill's a nice lady.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Sweetheart.
Not true. Get out there, have a great fucking weekend.
The cream of the crop!